Hi, welcome. I'm Mickey. Welcome to my channel. Today we're going to look at some of the key asanas that if you practice yoga, or you've been practicing yoga for a while now, you've most likely practiced Vinyasa yoga a number of times. Vinyasa yoga is the most popular yoga style in the world now. It's huge. And what Vinyasa is, it's not just synchronizing the breath and movement, but my view of why it has become so popular is that it can be taught in a way that's quite exercisey. And so the participant feels that kind of like, oh, afterwards that they've really worked out. And that's one of the reasons that it's become so popular in Western yoga culture. Also, the variety of the class, it's not like Ashtanga where it's a set sequence, and for lots of us in Western cultures, we find that quite boring. We don't want to do the same thing over and over and over again. We want to mix it up, and that's another reason. It gives you the strength and agility of an Ashtanga practice, but it has a huge amount of variety according to teachers and according to, blah, blah, blah. I could go on and on and on about this for ages, but I'm not going to, because otherwise you just switch off. So what we're going to do today is we are going to really break those down. And one of the key ones that we're going to start off with a breakdown is triangle Trikonasana. We're also going to look at forward folds. And we're also going to look at the Vinyasa sequence that lots of us, if you're practicing your Vinyasa practice a lot, you'll be doing that a lot. You might have even done it hundreds of times. And I've been practicing yoga for 30 years. And I can tell you this now, for the first 10 years, I was practicing Ashtanga a lot, but I was also making some fundamental mistakes, if you like. And I was doing it a lot. And what happens is, like anything, you learn something in a certain way at the beginning and you get stuck in that way. And what can happen is when you're in a big yoga class, like lots of us have attend big yoga classes in London, maybe there's 30 people there and you're at the back because you're a beginner and you don't want to be down at the front and see everybody's looking at you. But what happens when you're at the back is that you can pick up some bad habits, and those bad habits, like lots of bad habits, can hang around for years and years and years and years and years and years and years, lifetimes. And then suddenly something happens, and what happened to me, someone came along and said, Mickey, why don't you try doing this like that? Boom. My practice changed fundamentally forever, and thank you to that person who did that. But I wasted 10 years. It's not a waste of time, obviously, but why I'm saying this and why I'm teaching in this way is because I don't want you to spend 10 years practicing, getting some bad habits, and then having to go through the whole rigmarole, if you like, to change those bad habits. So it's good to get those right from the beginning. And we're going to start with triangle Trikonasana. And so I'm coming on my mat. We're going to practice Trikonasana triangle. Let's call it triangle because it's a little bit more easier to connect to how I'm going to show you how we're going to practice it today by thinking about triangle. We all know what a triangle looks like. It's got three sides like that. And they're straight, those three sides. They're not curved, they're not bent, they're not wobbly, they're not in a wobble, they're in a straight line. And much of what I'm going to show you today is very much working with those straight lines. Some of you might have seen or even have one of those lovely mats, and it's got a line down the middle and it's got other markers for your feet, etc. Those mats are lovely and they're very good. But why I'm mentioning that is to help you to stay centered on that straight line. Your spine is on that straight line for much of what we're going to do today. So let's come together standing on the mat, standing at the top of the mat, And we're going to step back. So I want you to watch. So this, I'm going to slow-mo this down. You're going to step back with the right foot. The right heel's off the mat. So watch this hip now. As I rotate that back foot, the hip opens out to the side of the mat. The front leg, which is my left leg, before I get into that, the back leg, the right leg, I want you to press down on the heel of that leg and really connect to that heel. That leg is straight, the hip is open, yeah? Front leg, you're going to press down on the mount of the foot on that front leg and that leg straight. And then we're going to extend the left arm up towards the ceiling so that you're extending and lengthening from the big toe of the left foot all the way up to the left hand, yeah? Your stance might be quite short, or don't make the stance too long in Trikonasana. Press back on that back heel. So it's almost, if you like, you're going back and then you're lengthening the whole of the left side of the body from here, from the hip to the finger. Length, length, length. So you're going forward with the body and not down, yeah? Forward, so you're going a long, 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 and then you're going to stop at halfway. You can see body's nice and long and the chest is at the side of the mat. And then you can bring the hand down. For most people, to here. Open up the shoulders, so the shoulders are stacked on top of each other. And here you will see there is a triangle of space, hence the name triangle. Look back and look up at the right hand and extend from finger to finger. At no point do you start doing this. As you look down at the foot, you'll see that the head's above the foot. Try your absolute best to not to try and get down to the floor. Let's just focus on lengthening from this point here along the right side and from this point here along the left side. Extending, let's take 5 breaths there. Looking up at the top hand. 5, being very aware where the head is, so it's not poking forward, it's back in line. 4, inhale, exhale, 3, 2, and then on 1, we're coming all the way up, keeping that lovely long left side. Then we're going to rotate the triangle, revolve triangle. So now this, you can see my arms are nice and long, and now I'm lengthening the right side, going forward again. The hand you can see is above the foot, and the hand is going to come down to the outside of the left foot. If it doesn't come down to the outside of the left foot to the floor, if you've got a brick, you can put your hand on the brick or on some sort. You could always stack books up at home. Or if not, you could take the hand to the outside of that calf and rotate. So now the hips, that right hip which was open, is closing down and coming forward. And my back, my spine is lengthening along, then it's rotating. And then I'm turning and I'm pressing down on the front mount of the foot and the back heel. I'm rotating and I'm looking up at the left hand. 5, keep pressing on the feet. 4, keep lengthening the back. 3, 2, and then on 1, a small bend in the front knee as you rotate away up to that starting position and then step the feet together. Whoa! Feels good? Feels long, feels empowering. Let's go to the other side. So we're going to step back the left foot again. So, whoops, left foot steps back, left heel goes down. You rotate that back foot. So that hip, you can see the hips opening up, and now I'm pressing down on the back heel. Pressing down, if you like, on the front big toe in the mount of the foot, and extend the right hand up towards the ceiling. Inhale, and then on an exhale, lengthen. So that whole side of the body there, you can see is getting long, long, long. And I'm going forward and down, but I'm pressing back on the back foot. And that's, you can see that hand is above that foot there. So I'm getting long, 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 long. But again, for most people, bring it to the shin. See the triangle? Then rotate and turn. Don't bring that hand in front of the foot because then the shoulder's got a tendency to go forward. Keep pressing back on the back heel and extend the hand up. So you're going, you can see the triangle there, nice and long. A little bit more experience, a little bit more space. Yes, you will be able to come to the foot and get the triangle. But for most people, don't pursue that. Look up. 5, and look down and check that your head is above the foot and it's not over here at one side of the foot. And you can see when this starts to happen, the triangle starts to collapse. 2, 3, 4, and on 5, gracefully you extend and lengthen up. And then on the exhale, you rotate. Now that hip, you can see the hips rotating and powering back through the back foot. And that gives me the length of the spine is nice and long and straight. You don't want to start doing this kind of thing and go long and straight. And even if that means that you're here, get the technique. Then the space will come long, hand outside the foot, looking back at the backhand and rotate, or you can wrap it around the back. 2, 3, 4, keep pressing back on the back heel, and 5, inhaling up. Exhale, step to the top of the mat. That was Trikonasana. Now we're going to move on to the forward fold.